We see people thinking, hey, I didn't know that they would be expecting this of me, whereas they could have found that out earlier. And this is what you talk about. This is what you essentially have to find out in a culture fit round, in a last round, during the negotiations for your contract.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Raoul from Find a Job in Germany, and I'm here together with my partner
Jorg, which is German for George.
How are you doing?
Very good.
Good to have you guys here today. Today we want to talk about a very important topic about probation period and the importance of probation period. We will talk about the probation period in general and how you're going to pass your probation period here in Germany. George, Jorg, tell us, before we talk more, how you're going to pass the probation period. Maybe you can give us, as a lawyer, also the insights about, the general understanding what is a probation period and what's the importance of a probation period here in Germany.
Yes, please. So in principle, the idea behind a probation period is, unlike what many people think, not a one-way street. It's a period for both the employer and the employee to check out whether or not they like working with each other. Yes, it's true that usually the one side is more dependent on the other. In that case, the employer is more independent on having a job. But let's just make sure you understand that even if you do not like working there, the same rules applies to you. That means you can also terminate the employment with a very short notice period.
So what is the notice period usually during a probation period?
So in principle, a probation period in Germany will be 6 months long. It is legally allowed to be even longer, but practically we don't see that very often. But sometimes we even see it to be shortened down to 3 months. The notice period that you will have to serve, or your employer needs to serve, during that period is usually 2 weeks until the end of the next month. So it can be pretty fast. And yes, that is also why people are alert during that period.
Okay, and then just for common understanding, after the probation period, you're going to have a notice period here in Germany, usually around 3 months, right?
Exactly. Then it depends on what your contract states, because then that will trump anything that's written in the civil code. If nothing is stated explicitly in your contract, you resort to the civil code, and the civil code makes it dependent on how long you've been with the company. The longer you've been with the company, the longer the notice period will be, essentially, in a nutshell.
Good. All right, then let's jump into the probation period. We know people are worried. That's why we are talking about it. How can I make sure that I pass the probation period? What do I need to know about German companies and so on and so on? Do you have any insights to share also from coaches that we are accompanying through or have been accompanied through the last 5 years? What is our learning? What are your insights that you can share with the audience?
I would like to say that probation starts before you come to Germany, and that really ends with the last call that you have with the company, even before signing the contract. Again, I said it's not a one-way street. You have to check out the people and the employer yourself as well. Get a first good understanding, a thorough feeling of this is what you want to do, and of course that you're dealing with people on a human level that you feel can be trusted and who respect you. That is the very first important step. There will be several contact people there, most likely your hiring manager, teammates, but also from HR, that will accompany you through the relocation process, and those are always going to be your single contact person or your main contact people when you're here. Once you're here, it's important that you've also gathered a good set of expectations that they have towards you and that it levels with your expectations towards them. Often we see those struggling where that level of expectation is not at the same, where we see people thinking, hey, I didn't know that they would be expecting this of me, whereas they could have found that out earlier. And this is what you talk about. This is what you essentially have to find out in a culture fit round, in a last round, during the negotiations for your contract, and also on the first day of onboarding. And this brings me to the most important part, that is communication, communication, communication once you're here, essentially.
So we see also that many, I would say 95%, if not more, have the possibility to do home office all the time. Yeah? So that is on one side quite nice because you can be very flexible, but we recommend you also, especially during the probation period, go to the office, meet your colleagues, get to know them, show who you are. Otherwise, you're just a number in front of the screen. Huh? You could be anywhere, and you maybe will never meet your colleagues, your team in person. And I promise you, it will make a big difference once you have built that trust, that relationship with
That's
your
so true.
colleagues.
That is so true.
Please do not underestimate that remote work issue. On one side, nice, but try to attend, try to be present at the office as well.
Exactly, and what Raoul's referring to is so true because people are always in much more of a favor towards making a decision that will benefit you. They will be more in a favor of you if they know you in person. No video call, exactly, no video call can compensate for that. And this is why FaceTime at the office is important. You don't have to be on everybody's desk all the time. It's perfectly fine to also take things easy here, but you want to network. Second, you have to, and this is really important so that you can pass probation with flying colors, you have to overperform. And that means no slacking.
Yeah. Again, tech and overall communication. Yeah? Try to be the person that is contributing. Try to be the person that is solving problems, to be the person that is connecting with people. You should not expect that everyone in your team is welcoming you from the first day. Yeah? It's always, once you move to a new place, you need to be active. Yeah. So be proactive, try to connect with your folks, and then you will see while you're networking, you will also understand the, let's say, the hidden information, the real topics, what the company actually is dealing with. So don't forget about it. Is there anything else, Jorg, or have we covered everything?
I would say the last but only important thing that needs to be mentioned here is that you need to get on board with your hiring manager, and that is also the very special aspect of forming a bond or a good connection to that person, because they will be the one deciding over your fate. And too often we hear, not from our coaching program as much, because we keep telling everyone that this is their most important job besides making friends during probation, you have to have regular feedback meetings. It doesn't have to be every week, but it should be at least once a month over the first 3 months, with tangible feedback, with substantial things for you to take home and work on and then follow up on in the next period, after another month, to make sure that you also develop a good gut feeling on whether or not you're heading towards the right direction. This is so much more about just numbers or code. This is about you developing a sense for the company and for its people and where you stand in it. And that is only done through empathy and through self-reflection on your own performance. And that is really what it comes down to. You're going to be good, you're going to be fine if you have a good feeling about it. There is no need to let you go, because you've been so expensive so far, the whole process of getting you here, the salary that you're getting, you are going to be among the top paid employees in every company. That is because you're in tech and IT, that's just a fact. And letting you go is something they just don't do easily. That's always important to know.
So true. And also, while people are in our program, we set you up to be ready to pass the probation period. Also, while you are in a probation period, once you arrived here in Germany, we of course accompany you. We are also your cultural buddies, where we show you and how to deal with certain issues if you have answers or need answers to certain questions. If you also want to join and our program and want to benefit from our service also during your probation period, then feel free to follow the link down there. We will assess your profile and then see if we can support you, and we're looking very much forward to meet you very soon and get you to Germany.
And help you pass probation, of course.
Of course. Guys, thank you very much. All the best to you. Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.